Morning, guys. This is the morning when we took the ashes of Floki, and there's a cemetery here. I guess it's the oldest one in Kyiv. It is called Baikove Cemetery. It is very, some ancient graves we have been seeing here, and I just wanted to show you some of them. And this one is very interesting. It's like a tree with chopped off branches and with a cross on top. Unfortunately, I cannot see to whom this one is, but we're actually heading towards the Lesia Ukrainka poet. You remember that famous? There it is, her monument, her grave. So I'm gonna show this to you in a bit. There is some interesting thing here. People leave coins and probably holding this stick will give you something. I'm not gonna be holding it, but I guess many people are doing that and leaving coins in here. And here it is, the monument of Lesia Ukrainka, her grave. And I should keep it like this. So a very nice statue. And here's also a QR code. You guys can put this on pause, and if it's an English version there, you can read. So yeah, it says that the famous Ukrainian writer Lesia Ukrainka LP Kosach, I think it was her original name. Lesia Petrivna Kosach is buried here in 1913, and here are actually two graves of her relatives who died earlier than her, actually. Petro Antonovich Kosach and Olena Pchilka. Olga Petrivna Kosach. If I'm not mistaken, Olena Pchilka is also a Ukrainian writer. I didn't know that they were relatives. And here's a fourth grave in here. Mikhailo Petrovich Kosach, 1903, died 10 years before Lesia Ukrainka. And there's a thing in here. There's a little Pikachu living in here next to the book. It's a cute one, and I really like to see this element in here. So here it is. Let's go find something else. Here's some very old monument to probably some sailor, or not just one, and something is written here. Someone was buried in here in 1909. Pretty interesting one. Some old abandoned graves are also here, and some new ones also. Well, not new ones, but you see 2017 someone was also buried here, but there's actually not much space left in here, and only some famous people are buried on this cemetery. And here's actually a few interesting ones. They are very old. This one is dated, it's hard to see, but probably 1907. I think it's a marmor, if there's such an English word. And this one is also very old. Hard to see what year it is, but you see the photos, like these two egg size, not size, shape sockets. They were holding photos, I guess, and they are gone. And this one is very old. You can see the year 1889 on this one. It is actually cracked, you see. So yeah, some very old graves are in here, and this is just the smallest part of it. Also, you see, there's an old Rus language, I guess. When the letter E it looked like that, like the second letter in the surname. Bilyankin, yeah, probably like this. 1913 was buried in here. pretty interesting monument. There's a central entrance there, and this valley is full of famous people. For example, this is the monument to, I mean, probably the grave, not just a monument, to Pavlo Tychina, a very famous Ukrainian writer, just like Lesia Ukrainka. And many huge monuments, some Ukrainian actors, scientists, writers, many famous peoples are buried in here. Sosura, Volodymyr Mykolaievich. This is another famous Ukrainian writer. You see the cemetery is very monumental. I'm trying to find some familiar names. There's a church in here. And yeah, on this side there are many famous names actually. Let's see. And some of these monuments are extremely beautiful. Look at the sculpture on a monument, which is kind of growing from the statue. Very interesting. And Hayavi, I think I've heard this name, but I can't remember. Some, of course, couples are buried in here also. And Yuri Yanovsky, I think I know this writer also. Professor Aristarch Ternichenko. Levko Mykolaievich Revutsky, composer. Milutenko Dmitro Emelianovich. Look at this beautiful ornament on it. Was actually added not so long ago, as I can see. Mykola Lysenko, I guess another famous Ukrainian writer. So yeah, this alley holds a lot of famous people. And it's sad, you know. I have this sad feeling of this thing called death, which waits for each and every one of us. But yeah, that's a standard feeling on the cemetery. But that's something that is like the natural part of life. Death is a natural part of life, right? Look at this very interesting monument. A grave, should I say? Yeah, looks very interesting. And what is written in here, actually hard to read. Pervomaisky. So yeah, there's actually some lines from the poem, I guess, в путь вийшов я веселий, безтурботний, і щастям заплатив за дар пісень. Probably a singer. І не забудеться мій день вгаданий. I'm not sure because it's hard to read from that side. Коли настане завтрашній мій день. Very interesting. Pervomaisky, some Ukrainian writer. And there's also a very beautiful, I don't know what it is, probably like a candle or flame. So many beautiful sculptures. And yeah, this place is huge, so I won't be able to show you even, I guess, 3% of everything, even probably a 1%. But on that side there are many beautiful sculptures, sorry, left. So let's go there. Here's a Paton. There's a bridge which is called Paton Bridge here in Kyiv. So they were probably either architects or constructors, but I'm not sure. They are probably the father and son, because you see one of them was born in 1870 and died in 1953, and the other one was born in 1918 and died in 2020. So probably this is the father and his son, who were both famous. And there's probably the wife. She died in 1970. Yes. Okay, so I'll put it on pause and show the rest to you a bit later. But this, before I do that, this is a famous Ukrainian father, one of the fathers of independence, Vyacheslav Chornovil. He was killed in 90s in a fake car accident. I believe in this, and actually investigation showed that there wasn't like an accident. It was an attempted murder faked by a car accident. So Vyacheslav Chornovil is a very famous Ukrainian who brought us the independence in 1991. Okay guys, gotta put this on pause and show something else a bit later. Some beautiful grave with a sculpture of a stork, symbol of Ukrainian, of Ukraine actually, one of the symbols, not official. So this is the grave of Hmyria Vera Avgustivna. I know the Boris Hmyria, he was, if I'm not mistaken, a Ukrainian poet, a writer. Some very beautiful monuments are sitting in here. And there's autumn, and I think I have an association of the graveyards of, oh, it's not a graveyard, it's a cemetery with autumn. I don't know why, like probably the time when nature is decaying. Probably this is why. Or probably something from my childhood. Who knows? Lysenko. This is another famous, he's a sculptor and academic, Mikhailo Lysenko. Oh, I know about Mykola Lysenko. Look at this beautiful sculpture. A very sad man, I would say. And there's actually his wife, I guess, buried in here. I don't know how to translate her, is it not the rank, but profession, yes. This monument is dedicated, or not a monument, but a grave is dedicated to a famous, damn it, what's the English word for that? Mecenates in Ukrainian, mecenate. But in English it is probably philanthropes, yes, who were preserving the Ukrainian culture. Ukrainian pictures, they have a gallery, they were buying Ukrainian work of art, different work of art, sculptures, paintings, and they were preserving them in museum in Kyiv. By the way, that museum, a rocket in 2022 in October, when the first rocket strikes, missile attacks began, it was the rocket was actually hitting a place next to museum, and a museum lost some windows, but I think all the works of art were preserved and everything worked out well in that terms. And this is actually a very old grave. You see 1902 and 1919. It was, yeah, these people were buried. They were theatrical actors, famous theatrical actors of actually former Russian Empire. Here's an academic, Hlushkov. We have a street, one of the biggest streets here in Kyiv, called by his name. I'm not familiar with his work, but I know that he's very famous. You see, he died in 1982. So he was, yeah, actually an academic during the Soviet Union. Look at these beautiful crypts, guys. And there's another one which holds, I think it looks a bit Islamic, like, I mean, or Arabic. Very beautiful. Old one. Oh, it's probably Jewish. Huh. No, I know, because there's a David star in there, so not Islamic. Yeah, a Jewish crypt. And another one. This one is Christianic. Yes, I see the cross up there. Усыпальня семейства Тятеловичей. The whole family has been buried in here. Okay, guys, and for last, there's a beautiful crypt standing in here. Looks very Gothic, and it is very, very detailed. Look at this. Wow. Усыпальниця Жихарла, what? Дмитровича Аристархова? Yeah, so pretty old and pretty probably expensive even at those times. Just like a little cathedral. I'm sure you probably have a lot of them, but I'm not the usual visitor of these cemeteries at all. So this is something new and beautiful for me. Well, I guess that's it for today. Thank you for watching, guys. See you next time.